forecast and demand forecast first. Class, I'm still audible or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
audible, right? So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
okay. So our primary thing is we will be dealing with sales forecasting, but just from like no for the knowledge point of view or to understand, like we would like to know what is the difference between a sales forecast and a demand forecast. What is the difference between a sales forecast and a demand forecast? Okay, or first tell me what will be a sales forecast, and then probably like no we can proceed. What is a demand forecast?
I'm forecasting about the future, ma'am. What would be the sales and how it will be?
Mhm. Okay, then forecasting the sales. Then what will be demand forecast?
Prediction of demand, how we expect that much there will be so much growth in market for certain products, there will be more demand and less demand.
Okay, then what will be the difference? Both of them seems to be very identical, right? Sales and demand forecast. Then what is the
The
difference?
difference is in sales demand, we are able to still only how much we can provide. It is not necessary we are supposed to meet the demand or we are unable to meet the demand. It differs.
Yes. Anything wrong on the connectivity?
No, ma'am.
Because Siddharth was roll number 21 was talking and suddenly it got interrupted.
Ma'am, I think so. You have a bad connection, I guess, ma'am.
Uma, me, I use the same network. Oh, Siddharth has a network issue. Okay. So primarily, when we talk about sales forecasting and demand forecasting, obviously both is going to be prediction of future. And some of you has also put up some messages in the chat box. Estimating sales by considering both internal factors and external factors. Both is going to be looking at what is the sales, what is the future, predicting something of the future. But when we take sales forecast, sales is actually what will be the company able to sell in the particular market. But when we take a demand forecast, we again like what is the demand of the product in the market. But at the same time, the demand forecast mostly we related with the manufacturing or the production side. Say, for example, when you are going to like no have a demand for a particular product in the market, what is the logistics that is involved? What is the necessary items that is required in the procurement end? So when you relate all those things from the manufacturing aspects and then you predict it, then we call it as demand forecast. Say, for example, when you are going to require a product, when you're going to manufacture a product, you require some basic raw materials and the logistics for obtaining the raw materials or after manufacturing the end product to make the product available in the particular market, you require some logistics. So considering all those things will be your demand forecasting. But sales forecasting, whereas on the other hand, will concentrate on the pushing up the particular product with the customers. So what is the advertisements that you have to give it to the customers, and what happens uh, if you give if you give a sales promotion, say you give a 50% discount, or you give an introductory offer, or you give an kind of like no some bonus points, any kind of promotional activities. If you do, if you are going to able to make an increase in the sales, in those cases we always tell there is a sales forecast that that is all included in the sales forecast. But whereas this demand is always concentrated from the manufacturing point of view, whereas here it is concentrated on the customer centric point of view, whether the customer will buy an additional unit or will buy any number of extra units. So that is your sales forecast. Is the difference clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Do you
Yes.
want? I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want, I think we have also did this in the YouTube videos. Please sometime go and see this also. Okay, fine. Uh, okay, I'll share the screen. Okay, so the basic definition and all you go through, this is all available. I think you'll be able to catch up. Estimate of sales during a specific future period, and the estimate is tied to a proposed marketing plan, which assumes a why do we say a particular state of controllable and competitive forces means whenever we do a sales forecast, we do make some assumptions. Okay, some basic assumptions like uh, there is no competitor that is going to enter into the new market in whatever market you are operating, or you make some assumptions like the raw materials prices are not going to really change the price, or not, we cannot say raw materials prices because raw materials prices will be talking with respect to the demand forecast. Here we will talk about the price of the product is not going to change. The price of the product is going to remain the same. Or you are not going to introduce any variations in the product. So you make some assumptions, and based on those assumptions only, you will predict the product sales. So that is what is like your sales forecast being done. Okay. So these basic assumptions are assumed, and then they find out what is the sales during a future period, and they are linking to a proposed marketing plan. Sales forecast class is a very important topic from the examination point of view, as well as your to know the basics when you go ahead in the future. Even in an MBA, you have this question to know what is sales forecast and what are the types of sales forecast. The first one is opinion survey method. Opinion survey method. Uh, as the name implies, you just take an opinion from the people who is going to buy the product. Okay. What generally we come across to see this, especially we do test marketing and all, people will come and ask you after you tried out the product whether you will buy this product or not, right? Whether you will buy it in the near future, if you buy, how much you will buy. So some kind of questions which we get. So that is what is your opinion survey method. And customers will be asked to communicate their buying intentions. Means you don't ask them orally. Most probably they take you through give you a questionnaire, and they ask you to fill that particular questionnaire. Okay. And they also ask like how many will you buy, and they can also ask you some questions whether you will give some sources from where you can buy this particular product. And it's very suitable. We say this opinion survey method is mostly suitable for industrial products because how many people you will go and take opinion. Sometimes what we do is there's a difference between the sample and the population. What is the difference between sample and population? What is it? What is sample? What is population? Yes, ma. What is sample? What is population?
Ma'am, sample is like we are taking some group of people and we are taking some survey. It represents the whole population, the opinion.
Okay. It represents the whole population. Then what do you mean by population?
Population. Population, the total number of people who buy the product, ma'am.
Total number of people?
Who buy the product.
Yeah, so total number of people uh, whom do you seem to be whom your product can be reached out is your population, but sample is a particular group of people. Say for example, if your product can be reached to 100 customers, 100 is a very small number for a population, but I'm just giving it as for my example. If 100 customers you can reach, then that 100 customers is called as the population. Okay. And when you want to take an opinion from people, you don't take the 100 people's opinion. You just take 20 people and out of those 20 people, you take an opinion. So that is called as a sample. And here, when we say it is a sample, as when I rightly said, it represents the population. We assume whatever this 20 people say will be the opinion of this 100 people. So we say it's a representation of the population. So that is what is your sample and the population. And coming back here to your opinion survey method, this we usually feel it is very ideal for industrial products. Why do we say it is very ideal for industrial products? Means uh, in industrial product, the number of people whom you can go and reach and find out their opinion is very less, right? They are very few in number. You can go and take their opinion. But what happens in case of like no other things like consumer products? Say, for example, it is a toothpaste or a toothbrush. The number of population is so big. Even though you take the sample and then you represent, the number is really huge in number. So opinion survey method is mostly applied in area where it is suitable for industrial products. And it is easy, like no industrial products, you just go and find out whether they want to buy or they don't want to buy. The disadvantages will be it is expensive and time consuming. We say it is expensive because you have to each one by one, you have to go and find out whether they are interested to buy the product. So that is why it will say it is expensive and time consuming and also difficult to forecast. The second one is Salesforce composite method, which is also known as 1 minute, hold on. Thank you. Salesforce composite method, which is also known as collective opinion method. What happens here is sales. We do already talked about the Salesforce. Salesforce or not, Salesforce are the people who are the sales executives who are involved, right, in the field job. So these sales people, whoever is in the field job, they themselves give their data. They give their opinion how much sales is possible. So that is the Salesforce composite method. Okay, the biggest advantages of the Salesforce composite method is every Salesforce person, they have a specialized knowledge because, and especially the Salesforce people, they'll be very good in that particular area. If you have met people, sales people, they will be very strong in their particular area. They will know how much sales can happen. They know the product. They know the competitor product. They know literally telling they know what the market is. So in these cases, the specialized knowledge of the sales force is utilized. And when the sales people give this is the target, this is the sales that will happen. Obviously, they will also be confident about what is the sales that they will be able to make that sales, and they will be also responsible for that because you are involving the sales people. But the disadvantage of this is it depends upon the characteristics, the personality of the salesman. Some salespeople, will be really self-motivated. They will give some good real numbers they'll give real good numbers for forecast. But there will be some salespeople by the nature quite lethargic attitude. If their attitude is not right, in those cases they may give some wrong numbers or low numbers, which may not be the right forecast. So that is what is the Salesforce composite method. The third one is the test marketing method. Okay, under test marketing method, what is a test market? You would have heard this word. What is a test market?
Ma'am, we are giving, it's like a sample only, ma'am.
It's like a sample.
We'll test it out and we can
Okay.
rectify the defects of that.
Wait, I have only very few people repeatedly answering. Can we have roll number 12, Santa Kumar, to explain what is test marketing? Any idea, Santa Kumar, about test marketing? Is Santa Kumar here? Santa Kumara? Roll number 12. Can we have roll number 23? Jesh? Jesh is here. Representative,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
make note of roll number Santakumar and Jesh.
Okay, ma'am.
Roll number 32, Manish Agarwal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my dear. What is
Hello?
stress marketing? What is stress marketing?
Ma'am, what now? Hello?
What is the topic we are talking about today's class?
Samples survey method, ma'am.
Sample survey method. What is
And
the
collective,
topic? Yeah, what is the topic, ma? We are discussing.
ma'am.
Sample survey method na corrected akanda.
And
என்ன
yes, ma'am.
டாபிக்ல இதெல்லாம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்?
I think types
Ma'am,
of survey, ma'am.
Types of
can I
survey.
explain, ma'am?
Yes, ma. BBA 2 year. Why you have not yet changed your name?
Ma'am, actually, like, I don't know. I didn't get the proper place to change it. So I was asking yesterday also. I changed it, ma'am. I'll change it today.
Okay, change. Go to the Google Apps grid இருக்குல்ல அதுல போயிட்டு account infoல போயிட்டு personal infoல change பண்ணிக்கோ. சொல்லு, what are we
Yeah.
discussing?
Yeah, okay.
What is the roll number? What is the roll number?
17, ma'am. 17.
Tell me, dear.
Ma'am, test marketing is like when suppose if you have a product and you just want to like know whether the consumers will like it, so you give it out to a limited number of consumers and you test the product whether it is working or and how the reaction of the consumer is before a mass release for the product.
Very good, very good. Okay. Now roll number 54. Anirudh is here. Anirudh. இப்படியே roll call எடுக்கலாம் போலங்க. Number 1. Present. 5. Kishan. Roll call எடுத்தே ஆகணும் இன்னைக்கு. சரி, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, roll
Actually,
number
I did
5.
not- when are you coming, my dear?
Ma'am, actually my computer hanged a bit.
Praveen, Das.
சொல்லுங்க மேம்.
அப்படியே ஒரு ரோல் கால் எடு.
Number 1.
அப்படியே absentee நோட் பண்ணு. வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ண சொல்லு.
வீடியோ
Video on பண்ணு.
வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணு. ஓகேடா. நம்பர் 4. ஓகேடா. நம்பர் 5.
Number 5 present ra.
நம்பர் 6.
Number 6.
வீடியோ ஓகேடா. நம்பர் 7.
Number 7, ra.
வீடியோ
Number 7. On பண்றேன்டா.
ஓகேடா. 9. ரோல் நம்பர் 9.
Present.
ஓகேடா. ரோல் நம்பர் 12.
8 Praveen.
8. டேய் என்னன்னு வச்சிருக்கடா நேம்?
இருக்கு பாறா, ஃபுல்லா தான்டா வச்சிருக்கேன். கிஷோர் A 19.
ரோல் நம்பர்
மாத்துமா 19 ரோல் நம்பர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அப்புறம் நேம் வரணும் கண்ணா.
Okay.
ஓகேடா. நம்பர் 12 சாந்தகுமார். ஓகேடா. மேம் சாந்தகுமார் கேட்டிங்களா? இருக்கான் பாருங்க மேம்.
எப்ப வந்தான்?
தெரியலையே, இப்பதான் வந்தான்.
இப்ப ரோல் கால் வந்து எடுத்து வந்திருப்பான்.
சரி, ஓகே. நம்பர் 13 பிரதம்.
13.
16.
Yes, Praveen here.
18.
17, bro.
Okay. 19. 17. ஓகேடா. நான் 21.
19, Praveen.
21.
சொல்லிட்டேன் 19. ஓகே.
Share the screen. So test marketing is what lastly your class he was telling was very right. So the products are introduced basically into a particular limited geographical area. இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா நார்த் சென்னைல மட்டும் அதை இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு and then your result is studied. How was the response you got based on number of units that was sold, based on any other feedback they gave. Based on this, they will then slowly over a period of time introduce in the other particular area. The biggest advantage of test marketing is you will be able to understand what has gone wrong, if there is any improvement that you require in your product, and then you will be able to fix it. That is the very biggest advantage. But there is also a big drawback associated with it, depending on this geographical area. Markets are not homogeneous. What do we mean by markets are not homogeneous? Markets are not homogeneous. What does it mean, ma? Markets are homogeneous means, first, let's understand the term homogeneous.
Markets are different at different places, ma'am. They are not the same. There's no particular pattern for a market.
Yeah, but what do we mean? And the pattern, you're telling something, you are using the word pattern. What does that mean?
Homogeneous, it means that there won't be just one of each product, ma'am. There'll be many of the same product, I guess.
Yeah, நீ சொல்றது வந்து homogeneous என்ற வேர்டுக்கு correct meaning, but markets are not homogeneous from the test marketing context. Homogeneous na, it is not this, it is not homogeneous means it is not the same. The market is not the same, meaning the characteristics of the market is going to be different. Say if I take a North Chennai market and if I take a Left Chennai market, the market keeps on changing. Okay, it is not the same. Another, what is that? What do we mean the characteristics of the market? எதை வந்து நம்ம characteristics of the market சொல்லுவோம்?
Ma'am, consumer preferences, ethic beliefs, cultural activities.
True, very right. You're right. Saying rightly. Go on.
Marketing tactic itself, there's a different marketing tactic for a different market segment.
True. So like a very simple characteristic, எப்பவுமே வந்து எடுக்கிற பிரைமரி கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக் எதுனா, எந்த மார்க்கெட்டை எடுத்தாலும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கிளாசிஃபை பண்ணும்போது மார்க்கெட்டை அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கோ இல்லை மார்க்கெட் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்கோ டிஃபைன் பண்றது எதுனா டெமோகிராஃபிக் கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ் தான். If you remember the demographic characteristics when we studied the marketing environment, நம்ம வந்து டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் demographic characteristicsனா the profile of the people who would say எந்த ஏஜ் குரூப்ல இருக்கிறாங்க, what is the gender they have, what is their education level, what is their marital status, what is the occupation or profession they have. So the general basic characteristics of the people, which we call as the demographic profile, தான் வந்து primary characteristics. இந்த ஏஜ், ஜெண்டர், இன்கம், ஆக்குபேஷன் இதை வச்சுதான் மற்றது எல்லாத்தையுமே ரிலேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. எந்த ப்ராடக்டா இருந்தாலும் what they do is they take this as a base. Keeping this as a base only, they can relate any target group. Mostly பாத்தீங்கன்னா there are different, if you remember our previous classes, we did topics on segmentation. என்ன டைப் ஆஃப் செக்மெண்டேஷன் வேணாலும் பண்ணுங்க, சரி ஜியோகிராபிக்கல் செக்மெண்டேஷன் கூட பண்ணுங்க. என்ன டைப் ஆஃப் செக்மெண்டேஷன் பண்ணாலும் ஃபைனலி வந்து உங்களோட பேஸ் வந்து இதுதான். What is the age, gender, what is their marital status, what is their income, what is their occupation, what is their education. ஸோ ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவல் பர்சனை பத்தி சொல்லணும்னா இந்த ப்ரொஃபைலை வச்சுதான் சொல்லணும். இந்த பேஸை வச்சுதான் வந்து மற்ற எந்த கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அனாலிசிஸும் வில் பி ரன்னிங். ஸோ ஈவன் வென் யூஆர் கோயிங் டு டூ யுவர் ப்ராஜெக்ட், ஐ திங்க் இந்த தடவை சீக்கிரம் சொல்லணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தோம், பட் கோவிட்னால ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வாட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு, ஹவு இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஹேப்பன். என்ன கொஸ்டினர் நீங்க ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாலும் irrespective of it, what will be done is பிரைமரியா இந்த டெமோகிராபிக் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கண்டிப்பா இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டினர். நீங்க என்ன எதுல ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணாலும் சரி, எந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஒரு கொஸ்டினர்னு வச்சுட்டீங்கன்னா கண்டிப்பா நேம், ஏஜ் குரூப், எஜுகேஷன், இன்கம், ஆக்குபேஷன், ஜெண்டர், இந்த 5 or 6 கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வந்து பேசிக் டெமோகிராபிக் ப்ரொஃபைல்னு வாங்கிடுவேன் நீங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் நீ என்ன கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வேணாலும் கொஸ்டினர்ல வாங்குவேன். எதனாலனா only based on these demographic profile, based on these characteristics, we will relate all the other things. Okay, so this becomes a very important area. So when we do a test marketing, or a particular geographic location, when you take one profile of the people, their consumer taste and preferences with the other geographic profile will be different. So sometimes there are chances, there's a probability இந்த ப்ரொஃபைல்ல ஒர்க் ஆன இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து, say for example you are trying it out in North Chennai, the product you feel it is very successful, and when you want to implement the same product in South Chennai, it may not be successful because the profile of the people, the characteristics of the people in North Chennai and in South Chennai is different, very different. Can you list out some characteristics of people in North Chennai and South Chennai? I'm sure most of you come from North Chennai, right?
Vada Chennai.
Ma'am, food preference, ma'am.
What preferences? Basically, if you look at basic occupation itself, most probably like will be self-employed in North Chennai, if I'm correct.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Self-employment is more in North Chennai, whereas if you take in South Chennai, it may be a mixture. The proportion of self-employed may be less. Okay, what can be the other things? Marital status, gender may be like no of the same kind of small differences only. But if you look at the occupation, or if you look at the educational background, or if you look at the culture or customs or traditions and practices that is followed by North Chennai people, will be very different from that of South Chennai people. Within a smaller region of Chennai itself, you can have this variation. It will vary sometimes with other districts also. So that is why test marketing, the one disadvantage of sales forecasting is markets are not homogeneous. That is why we will say it is also a costly process. The next method is the jury or the executive opinion method. As the name implies, you're just going to take an opinion from your people who is well familiar with it, or like who is very strong in that particular domain, who has experiences of those knowledge. They do it. It is a very simple and quick method, but one biggest disadvantage is they will not be based on factual data. That is what is being given here. Reason is, we previously discussed about Salesforce composite method. When we talked about Salesforce composite method, what we talked about was the people exactly who are in the field, who are exactly doing the sales, is going to give you the opinion about the requirement. Okay, but whereas here in the jury or the executive opinion method, this is being given by these executives who is not exactly into the field. So this data may not be relevant data or close to the practical or reality. They may have been good in the market related, what is happening in the market, what is the market dynamics. But always, this is the truth, right? People in the field will know much than the people in the top management. People in the top management will have access to some kind of other data. ஏதாவது ஒரு ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க, இல்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு அப்டேட்ஸ் வந்திருக்கும் மார்க்கெட் டைனமிக்ஸ்ல, how is the market moving, those kind of data which will be known to the top management or these kind of experts. But the people in the field will be here like missing out these kind of information, like what is exactly happening in the field. So that is what is the difference between. Okay. Am I screen not visible now?
No, ma'am, it's not.
Okay. I think I have closed it and I forgot it to share. Okay. So jury or executive.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is simple and quick, and detailed data is needed. It is not based on factual data. It is difficult to draw a final conclusion. Okay. Next one is the past sales. Past sales on the historical method is ரொம்ப ஈஸிமா. ஆனா this cannot be done for a new company or something. If your company was already operating last year, say last year you did say 1,000 units, if you have sold means 1,000 units or a simple percentage you will take. Say this year I want to add 10% more, or I want to add 15% more. So 1,000 units last time sell பண்ணிருந்தீங்க, 1,000 units 10% extra add பண்ணி இந்த இயருக்கு நீங்க டார்கெட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணிப்பீங்க. As simple as it. So that is called as past sales, simple sales percentage. The next one is your statistical method. You should know the difference. In the past sales statistical method என்ன difference அப்படின்னு தெரியணும். Past sales previous year sales figure, you applied a percentage and you calculated it. Whereas in statistical method, you will do something called as time series analysis. What you will take is past sales figure will be taken as the base. So, or a simple example there are a lot of tools that you can apply. Okay, when we do a statistical analysis, lot of tools we will up, like நிறைய மெத்தட்ஸ் இருக்கு ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு. நான் ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் மெத்தட் சொல்றேன், எந்த ஒரு பெரிய ஃபார்முலாவும் இல்லாம. ஒரு 5 இயர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து நீங்க சேல்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. ஓகே, இஃப் பாசிபிள் wait, I will show you. I'm not actually supposed to share, but I'll share one part of it. Give me some time, I have to pull out the ICDP. Okay, I will show you to you in the next class because I have to pull out the data and show you. I'll just tell you now, but I'll if you please remind me. Okay, I have a projection which we did for a company. Every பண்ணுவோம்னா ஒரு last 5 years data எடுத்துப்போம். Okay, when we will take the last 5 years data from every year, say for example 2015 to 20 எடுத்துப்போம்னா every year 15 to 16, 16 to 17, அது மாதிரி 19 to 20 வரைக்கும் 5 years data. Every year when it came from 15 to 16, how much was the growth rate that happened? So every year, how much is the growth rate that has happened? So we will calculate. So we will get an annual average growth rate on correct. Then now we know over a period of 5 years, this is the growth rate that has been happening for the company. If we know the growth rate, what is happening with the company, based on this data, we will project what is the growth rate that can happen for 21 to 22. Okay, so this is a very simple statistical, just production rate use பண்ணி growth rate use பண்ணி project பண்றது. But there are also some other tools which is available with statistics, time series, and இதுவும் almost like time series analysis, but formula எல்லாம் apply பண்ணி இன்னும் advanced level பண்றதுக்கு there are some tools which is available. So doing that will be your statistical method analysis. So these are the very simple sales forecasting tools, starting from opinion survey method, Salesforce composite method, test marketing method, jury or executive opinion method, past sales, statistical method. Okay, all these 5, you please be very clear, and for your examination, you will be asked to give your write every method, what is the advantage and disadvantage. That is how the question will be. Okay, so that is how you have to be familiar with it. Now, any queries, ma, in this?
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Ask, please.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, this past sales method, that's one merit, but what is a demerit, ma'am?
It will not consider any recent changes that has happened. சரி, நீ வந்து போன வருஷம் எனக்கு இவ்வளவு சேல்ஸ் நடந்தது கம்பெனில, அதுல இருந்து 20% கம்பெனி வந்து அப்ராக்சிமேட்டா நீ 20% சேல்ஸ் சொல்லி நீ பிக்ஸ் பண்றன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்ப நியூ ஏதாவது ஒரு காம்படிட்டர் ப்ராடக்ட் வருது இந்த கம்பெனில, இல்ல கன்சூமரோட டேஸ்டோ ப்ரிஃபரன்ஸ் சேஞ்ச் வந்துருக்கா, அதெல்லாம் கன்சிடர் பண்றது இல்ல.
Oh, okay, ma'am. That's what I needed, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. First sample அப்படின்றது ஒன்னு கொடுப்பாங்க மேம். அது கொடுத்தது அப்புறம் தான் மேம் ஒரிஜினல் ப்ராடக்ட் இஷ்யூ பண்ணுவாங்க.
ஆமா, அது வந்து டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங் மெத்தட்ல that will be done in the test marketing method. அது வந்து கம்பெனி வந்து நியூ அண்ட் டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங் வந்து எப்ப அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும்னா, கம்பெனி வந்து நியூ ப்ராடக்ட்டா இருக்கும்போது தான் டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங் நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும்.
இப்போ அவங்களே நியூ ப்ராடக்ட்லயே இப்போ புதுசா அவங்க என்ன சொல்றது மேம், அதுலயே வேற ப்ராடக்ட் இப்போ ஃபிளேவர்ஸ் புதுசா வரும்ல மேம், அந்த மாதிரி
பண்ணலாம். அதுக்கும் டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங். that also is
okay.
நான் I will tell you, one of your seniors வந்து ஒரு இது பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அவங்க ஆல்மோஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங் தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க இப்போ. அவங்க வந்து ஒரு I don't know, you would have heard about it, e-commerce ஒன்று ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காங்க. அவங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இன்னும் ஃபுல் ஃபிளெட்ஜா இறங்கவே இல்லை. டெய்லி ஏதோ 2-3 ஆர்டர் தான் எடுக்கிறேன். ஏன்டா 2-3 ஆர்டர் தான் எடுக்கிறேன்னா, இல்ல மேம் நாங்க இப்பதான் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம்ன்றோம், நாங்களே இப்பதான் சில விஷயங்கள் கத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ அது மாதிரி கேட்டகரி ஆல்வேஸ் டூ டெஸ்ட் மார்க்கெட்டிங்.
செல்ஃப் மேடுன்னு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க அந்த மாதிரி சொல்றீங்களா மேம்?
என்னம்மா
செல்ஃப் மேடுன்னு தான் மேம், அந்த இ-காமர்ஸ்ல இப்போ செல்ஃப் மேடுன்னு தான் மேம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க பசங்க.
யாருப்பா செல்ஃப்? எனக்கு செல்ஃப் மேட் தெரியல, நான் வேற.
ஓகே மேம், ஓகே மேம்.
என்னது அது செல்ஃப் மேட்னா?
மேம் செல்ஃப் மேட்னா அவங்களோட ஓன் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் வந்து ப்ரமோட் பண்ற மாதிரி மேம்.
மேம் செல்ஃப் மேட் இருக்கு, பேக்யூ இருக்கு, நிறைய இருக்கு.
யாரு? நம்ம
ஸ்டுடிகார்ட்னு ஒன்னு இருக்கு.
இல்லடா, நம்ம பசங்க பண்ணிருக்காங்களாடா?
மேம் நானே இருக்கேன் மேம்.
என்ன பண்ணிருக்க நீனு?
மேம் அது வந்து எக்ஸாக்டா பாத்தீங்கன்னா இட் இஸ் அ டைப் ஆஃப் டைரக்ட் செல்லிங் மார்க்கெட்டிங் மேம். அதாவது எப்படின்னா அவங்க வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் டைப் ஆஃப் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. அதாவது வந்து ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் அமௌண்ட் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் 4100 rupees மேம். ஓகேங்களா? இப்போ நீங்க வந்து யாராவது ஒருத்தர் அந்த 4000 rupees பே பண்ண வச்சீங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் வீட்டுக்கு போயிடும். அண்ட் தே வில் பிகம் அ பார்ட் ஆஃப் த ஒர்க்கிங் செக்டர் மேம். அதாவது எப்படின்னா நீங்க ஒவ்வொருத்தரை ஜாயின் பண்ணீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு இன்சென்டிவா 1000 rupees 1100 அந்த மாதிரி தருவாங்க.
இது ஓகே ஓகே, சொல்றேன்.